No, Cisco, my conditioner game is on point. Hey, what's good, comic fans? This is Confire Comics, and we're here to talk about the Flash Arrow crossover Part 1. As you know, they are combining the Flash and the Arrow together to do like kind of one long series. Part 1 aired last night. The other one's going to be tonight. This is a spoiler-filled video. We're going to talk like you've already seen this. If you haven't already seen it, pause it, mark it, like it, whatever you got to do, then come out and watch this video. I'm Confire Rich.
I'm Confire Nate, and man, I'm excited. I always love these crossovers. I love when they introduce new people, new characters, especially characters from the comic book that you haven't seen on television, at least in a while. In the example of Hawkman, because he did have an introduction in the Smallville series. But I'm excited. I'm really excited for it. I'm jacked. I can't help it, but I'm really excited. What do you think, Rich?
Man, I really like this, man. I think they need to do more crossovers. You don't want to be like oversaturated with crossovers because they're kind of a fun event when they finally do happen. But like I could do it just a little bit more. I think it might actually help the Arrow too, because I just don't feel like the Arrow gets the same amount of love as the Flash, and I can see why. You know, like I enjoy the Flash a little bit more than I do Arrow now. But this was like, I thought this was great. It was awesome. We got a new bad guy. I had no idea who this dude was. He popped up looking like Dracula, got a pocket full of knives, and then he just, you know, does all this magical, mystical type stuff, jacks everybody up. Can you give us the inside scoop about Vandal Savage, other than the fact that he's really old and his life force is tied to these Hawk people?
Yeah, Vandal Savage he's been around for a very, very long time. He's been in a lot of different comics over the years, DC Comics. Basically, the origins of Vandal Savage, he was a caveman. Okay, he was a caveman, and apparently a meteor landed, and the meteorite somehow it infected him, causing him to have intelligence, because at the time cavemen weren't very smart, made him super intelligent, and also made him immortal. So you have this guy who's been around for like 50,000 years. He's, you know, super smart, super intelligent. He's also super strong. Has, you know, fighting skills from, years of like learning.
Yeah. The ultimate MMA fighter. Talking about mixed martial arts.
He's basically been involved throughout history behind the scenes of every big like conqueror that's ever been. Like in the show they alluded to that he was behind like Julius Caesar, like helping those guys. I think in the comics they were more direct about it, saying that he was those people. He was Genghis Khan, he was Julius Caesar. And then he would, you know, he would die, but he really wouldn't die, and then move on to something else over the years. Vandal Savage is calculating. He's smart, and in this they've basically put it to the point where he has to kill them. It helps give him power. So every year, you know, he's got to kill. He's got to kill Hawkman, and he's got to kill Hawkgirl, and they've been around for a long time. And the whole story of Hawkman and Hawkgirl is that he was basically a prince in Egypt, and she was his lover, and they died horrifically, and in doing so, their souls were somehow connected to each other, and they reincarnate. And every time they reincarnate, they eventually will remember who they were and try to get together.
All right, cool.
And that's basically the breakdown, right?
Yeah, sweet. Well, you have this dude who comes in, right? And he finds Hawkgirl before she realizes she's Hawkgirl, and Vibe. He's all like, you know, sending messages to Barry and stuff like that. And he comes in, and at this point, you realize how bad this dude is, because when he throws that knife, the Flash barely has a chance to even catch it. Right? He catches it last second. You're like, dang, you know, like he's throwing those things pretty hard. Anyway, they realize they immediately got to go team up with the Arrow and company. So they shoot everybody over there, and you have a really cool go back. Like, I like these two teams interacting. There was a lot of back and forth. I'm glad that you didn't have Laurel and her sister there. They just would have annoyed the crap out of me. They mentioned them to let them know, it was like, hey, they're off somewhere. Maybe we'll go to their house. I'm like, don't go to their house. They're fine. Laurel can scream at somebody else. But I liked it was down to Diggle, Felicity, the Arrow, and then his sister Speedy or Red Arrow or whatever you're calling her. And I liked it. What'd you think about that line? Like, of course, Cisco had a bunch of one-liners, but one of them that cracked me up, he was just like, "Oh, you just mad because my conditioner game is on point." Like, I was dying. I was like, "Dang, they checking each other. It was tight."
Yeah, no, Cisco had a lot of great things. That, when he just had, when he was talking about when they needed to get the staff, and he was like, when did my life turn into an Indiana Jones movie? I mean, he had some very great moments in this that just made me laugh. So it was, that's always enjoyable because it's not done in a way that's silly or cheesy.
Yeah, it's really not. Like,
it genuinely makes me laugh.
Like, yes, these are lines that I could see, like, myself saying or some of my friends saying that was just, like, perfect comedic timing that just goes with it. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, he gets the trophy for the best one-liners, man. I'm loving that. But this Vandal Savage dude, right, he breaks in. They're all having wine or chilling out. They're relaxing, trying to figure out what they're going to do. Here comes Vandal Savage, right? He pops in. And the first thing I thought of, I was like, yo, he kind of picked the wrong room. Like, when you're looking around, it's like he picked the wrong room to just break in. And I'm not sure if he realizes what he's about to get himself into. And they hold that pretty well. I think Barry, they don't really hit on it that much, but Barry gets hit. Actually gets hit or caught. You see him check for blood or something like that. One of the knives catches him. But, man, the Arrow, man, he can shoot some arrows. Did you see how fast he was letting those things fly? He was just like...
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look about it like this.
Gatling
this
gun.
guy is literally Vandal Savage went into their area, and they held their own, but only just barely. I mean, think about it. This guy, from all, he's just a normal guy, but he's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he's not. He doesn't have any real superpowers. Not really.
Well, I don't know. He's just as fast as Barry as far as, like, defending himself now. He's not running, but he's blocking those arrows and catching arrows and throwing them as fast as bullets. And
yeah, but I mean, he's not like...
And he's immortal. That's kind of super to me.
It is, but I mean, in a way, he doesn't have, like, I don't know, any particular, like, super skill. Like, he can't, like, shoot lightning out or fly or anything like that. To me, his skills... He does have a set of skills, but a lot of what he's gained is through years of being alive. And the dude's cold-blooded. He just doesn't care.
Yeah, you can tell that.
He's not in a position where he's worried about your feelings or worried about hurting somebody. He literally has a goal and doesn't care who he hurts or how he does it to basically achieve that goal.
Yeah, he's a cold-blooded dude, man. I like that. I like the good bad guys. You'll hear me say it over and over again. If you have a weak bad guy, you have a weak show, as far as I'm concerned, because you know you're gonna eventually like the heroes because they're completely tied to building those dudes up, and you got these heroes. These villains that come in real briefly, and it's hard to really get tied to them. So this is gonna be a good bad guy, which basically, again, tied to Hawkgirl and Hawkman, which you get to see. Hawkman finally makes an appearance. He's kind of sassy back and forth. It was cool. Apparently, he's failed against this guy 206 times. Cisco made that very apparent when he was checking him. But this is the setup for Legends of Tomorrow. They showed a preview for that. It looks amazing. It looks awesome. And the fact that we get the setup between what's going to happen now, right? Like them traveling in time or whatever. We're not going to get into that here, but that's that with Vandal Savage and Hawkgirl. Also, you had Wells. Let's not forget about that whole little deal with Wells, which was kind of a side story in this. But Wells created a serum to help spruce up the G-forces or whatever it's called inside of Barry. Jay Garrick refuses to try it. Finally, Wells gets shot because Patty's like, yo, it's Wells. You take one more step. And Wells, again, Wells he don't care, man. He is not scared. I'm telling you, dude ain't scared. He's like, put that gun... and get shot, right? Like, he's just walking towards her. Jay Garrick takes a bullet out. The serum works. What's up with Jay Garrick, Nate? Like, is he that big of a punk in the comics? I gotta know, because he is annoying. They can just get rid of him if he ain't going to help.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's more story there. I'm hoping that they will elaborate on that story more, because at this point, it feels like there's obviously a reason the reason that they've given for why he doesn't trust Wells just seems, I don't know, it just doesn't seem enough.
Yeah.
Like it feels like there needs to be more there, and hopefully they'll eventually get to that point.
I hope so.
I did like how they allowed that he was a part of this. I mean, it feels like this episode, with it going into the next episode, that there's just not room for everyone to be in it. But they found a way to literally bring everyone into it, but without it feeling forced.
Yeah.
And feeling like over the top, like, as you're walking by, hey, there's so-and-so. Like they actually allowed all the characters to be a part of the story and it still be coherent and fluid throughout the thing.
It was good. Jay's getting on my nerves. Like right there at the end, just did it for me. He was just like, I used your serum. I'm never going to take it again. And if you want to thank me, don't let Barry take that serum. I was like, why? It worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it worked. And the whole idea is like, this was a gift. You can't science this. I was like, bruh, like, Wales said it, but I was thinking it. The only reason you are who you are was because of science. It was a science experiment that went wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't sit here and say that you can't science. Anyway, it just got on my nerves. Dude's being a punk. He needs to get on board or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's basically the show for today. That's our recap. Look forward to the show tonight. I mean, for those of you who don't watch Arrow, if you want to see the conclusion to kind of what's going on now, you got to watch the Arrow. Guess what? We're going to be doing a recap of that as well. Look, like, comment, subscribe. Get in the conversation. Let us know what you think. Are you excited? Are you excited about Legend of Tomorrow? I personally am. I didn't care too much about it at first, but until I saw that trailer and how they're setting it up now, I'm kind of stoked for it. But anyway, until next time, we out.
See ya.
Hey, if you're still sticking around, then thank you for watching. That means you like us and we like you. So do us a little favor here and click that subscribe button over there so you don't miss any of our videos, because we dropping videos pretty much daily, okay? And then click this video up above my head and watch that if you haven't already, because it's awesome too. All right? Yo, man, Campfire Rich is out. Peace.